This morning we got the dude, my man, Larry Legend Spivey from
What's
Born
up,
Legend
people?
Media, from Tribal Productions. This is my dude right here, and if y'all don't really know who he is, he's one of these key behind the scenes people because Larry is a certified member of the WGA Writers Guild. He's a writer. He's a screenplay writer. He's a screenwriter. My man writes some stuff. In fact, last season, BET, Tales on BET, Larry executed some of the best episodes out. And he just finished writing a film that I just produced called Special Delivery, along with Patrick Coker, that's about to come out soon. So what's good, my bro? I mean, you are locked up with the Bronx Bombers Scully on. What's good?
Yo, man. Quarantining and creating. That's it, man. You know what I'm saying? Quarantining and raising these kids. It's,
And,
it's, it's, it's rough out here, man.
and now you got how many? You got two?
2 kids, yo. One is over there doing a dance lesson, virtual dance lesson right now. Like, I'm bugging out. This is the new normal.
So what goes on in a virtual dance lesson? Can you just
It's
explain
like
that for the people there?
this is being in a dance class and her instructor is teaching via Zoom. Like this is my whole a dance routine recital. My wife just corrected me. A dance routine recital over Zoom. This is my life now. This is our whole life. Zoom. You know, my wife's a teacher. 8 hours a day. I gotta listen to her with her kindergarten voice. Like, hey kids, it's driving me nuts, man. I feel like I'm 5.
So now I know that you just recently learned how to use Zoom because in episode 1 with Mr. Coker, Patrick Coker, told me that your 8-year-old daughter, taught you how to use Zoom.
He's exaggerating because I couldn't figure out how to turn on the sound. She uses Zoom every day to learn for her classes. So I say, hey, come over here. I was like an old man. Hey, yo, come over here and show me how to turn the sound on. You know what I'm saying? It was rough.
Thank you, honey. Look at that. Ooh.
Oh my God.
Hey.
Look,
Nice.
his wife made him some food, man. What's
Look at
going
that.
on?
You see that? What's going on? This is actually, I gotta get it in where I can fit it in because
I'm not
I'm a
mad.
madman out here. Now, before I take this bite of potatoes, I want to ask you about the quarantine because you kicked it off beautifully by talking about you're being locked up with your children, your wife, everybody's working, everybody's still trying to live a normal existence.
Right.
But so for everybody that I've talked to so far, their thing is about collaboration. It's about being together with other people. But for writers, it's a little different. Talk to me about your process as you are now not so much isolated, but it's different now. Talk to me about how you're working through this process.
I mean, the only thing is different is that, for us, I don't know if it's much of a difference because it's like being isolated is mandated, but writers are pretty much isolated. We sit home and we create, you know what I'm saying? It's just like now I got to create a schedule, you know what I'm saying? Like, because I got to be with my son during school, make sure everybody else is good, that during the day. So I might get a lot of my writing in, whereas I was do it in the afternoon after I come from the gym. I do it at home and in the evening. You know what I'm saying? And as far as collaborations, like you said, I'm with Triborough. So me, Patrick, and Adam, we speak often and we collaborate often. And now that we're about to, what's crazy is we're still working because we're set to go into season 3 for Tales. So, you know what I'm saying? It's just like, it just feels weird that you can't move around like you want to move around, but work for us don't really, as far as writing concerned, work is not really affected like that, if that makes any sense.
No, that makes perfect sense because what you do is a little bit different than what other people that I've talked to do.
Right.
For me, producing can be somewhat virtual, but also there's an element of team building that takes place on a personal level. you know, and then, my other people that I work with, you know, cameramen, sound men, implement a lot of public meetings. Um, that's all group work. That's all teamwork. You know what I
Right.
mean? So this new norm of work from home and work at home is in some ways familiar, but it's also completely left field for so many people. I'm blessed because I'm at least used to some of it, But
Right. Like I said, I think the biggest, like for the people you just mentioned, like cameraman, sound man, and all that stuff, and anybody else that's on the production team, it is a little weird because but like for people like me and you, what makes it weird is not so much as the work is affected. You know what I'm saying? Because we can work from home. What makes it weird is that we're free. We're men. We're free spirited people. To be told that I can't move is just like it's like being in jail to me. You know what I'm saying? Almost. Well, not as bad. Let me not say that for the brothers. Let's lock down. But
this is
it's
not
just
quite
like
like jail, my brother.
yeah, it's not jail. I got a refrigerator. I got a TV that I can look at any time. But it's weird. Things have been affected. My sleep has been affected. Like I don't have a regular sleep pattern anymore. So, but as far as work is concerned, it's not. To me, it's not that. It's not that much of a serious transition where I'm seriously affected right now.
You bring up an interesting point that it's like being in jail. And I spoke to Jamal Hodge a week ago, and he mentioned almost like the opposite of what you're saying. He's like, I'm going to do this quarantine thing and I'm going to do it well because
Mm-hmm.
there are people that are locked up that are in jail during
Mm-hmm.
this time
Mm-hmm.
that are forced to be in this 10 by 10 or whatever the cell,
Right.
size is. Um, and so if they can do it, why can't we do it? And so that brings up an important message to all of the people, or I just want to get your opinion on all of the people that are out here on the boulevard, on the avenue. They still not practicing social distancing. They out here wilding out in the streets, having parties on their porches and whatnot. Where are we at as a society where people are just completely not believing that COVID-19 is
Now, see that kind of speaks to my point. Like those are the people that really feel like it might be like jail. Oh, you ain't gonna lock me up. I'm gonna. Those are people that can't sit still. They can't sit still, and it's just like, yo, you're not gonna be happy until you sit. Like this thing is real. Like this COVID-19 thing is real. I'm not gonna front. When it first came out, I kind of was like, we'll all beat it. We'll, if you got a healthy immune system, you'll beat it. This, that, and the third, whatever, whatever. But yo, a lot of people my age are dying. You know what I'm saying? Just from this, I don't know if there was any underlying issues, but it's real. Like when you start seeing people like in your age group dying, I can't understand like why can't you stay home? You know what I'm saying? Like you don't have a TV, like your wife driving you crazy. Like why can't you stay home? I seen something online that said they had a F COVID-19 party, and it was about 400 people in the street. And it was like then they transitioned into a house, and people were waving around Perel like it was a champagne bottle. Like I was so tight, I was like, we're not gonna flatten this curve doing this. Like I'm not one to really be like, oh yeah, I gotta stay home. At first it was a little, I was a little anxious, but I realized that this is what needs to be done. So for those that kind of like disregarding it, I hate to use the word kind of ignorant, but it's just like I think part of their fear plays into that because they believe that they're invincible. You're not invincible from this thing, man. This thing
yeah,
is crazy.
yeah, it is crazy. I in the last week I've known two people who have succumbed to it. I know one person who died, one person who is currently sick and in the hospital now. Um, the person who died literally got it the week before.
Right.
and was diagnosed a week before, and 7 days later, she's gone.
Were they young? Were they
Well,
young?
no, she's older than us.
Oh,
She's in her late 60s, maybe early 70s, but
right.
nevertheless,
Right.
you just
Still.
it's like quick. It's quick. It's mean, and once you get it, you better hope that you can overcome it with your natural immune system, because whatever the treatments are that are going on in the hospital, they're very thin. They're paper thin, and you really just have to overcome it. Which, I you said a couple of important things just a moment ago. People are resistant to it until it actually hits home,
Right.
or hits them in the gut with somebody that they either know. I've seen online, well, how many people do you know that have it? And as I started to count, from 10 days ago, where in my town of Plainfield, New Jersey, there were no one had it. No one. Yesterday, the report came out 150 or 180, maybe I forget the number now. 100 plus people.
Right.
It's over 150 people, and 5 people have passed away
Right.
in like 10 days.
How many? What's Plainfield's population?
Over 50,000.
Okay, that's still a crazy number, and it's
That's
probably
a
going to rise.
crazy
It's
number
going
in a
to get
short
better.
amount of time.
Right.
In a very, very short amount of time. So, what is your overall long-term vision for? Because getting back to normal is, I feel like, it's a long way away until we develop. It's clearly 12 to 15 months away with a vaccine. Okay, we might be able to test people quickly and develop a test, but what is your long-term thought for work? Like you said, you're about to start season 3 of Tales, but if production doesn't start, you know,
Right.
where are we at as a society in your mind moving forward?
I've played a couple of scenarios in my head, but I can't lock into one. You understand what I'm saying? Because even when they first say, "Yo, all right, cool," it's all right to go back outside. You know what I'm saying? Go back outside.
Outside's open.
Outside is open, but yeah, outside they flip the open
Outside is
side.
open for business.
Yeah, but
Right.
it's still gonna be that sort of fear that's still gonna. Whoa, 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 yeah. What's up, buddy? Like I went outside yesterday. These guys almost got into a fight because the guy was like, "Yo, man, you know what's going on? Don't try to give me no five. Like, what's wrong with you?" Da da da. So I think with it first
Right.
start, it's gonna be a lot of that. People not gonna be. It's gonna be a lot of uncertainty. So
Mm.
I'm not really sure how going back to work. People not gonna be. Some people. Let me not say everybody. A lot of people not gonna really be able to focus. It's gonna be hard to that's my thing. It's gonna be hard to refocus without worrying like, oh, is this? It's gonna take at least, like you said. You said 12 to 15 months. So you're saying like maybe 6 months before outside is really open. They're gonna open outside soon, but before it's really open, it's gonna take another 6 months for people to really be comfortable and let their guard down a little bit
Right.
before they're able to really focus on doing the best job that they can.
It is super tense. Like I said, I just came back from a trip from Sam's Club this morning. It's super tense, and I had a bandana. I had a face mask that's been handmade,
Right,
and I had a surgical mask on under that.
right,
I had rubber gloves. I had wipes, and I had pure sand sanitizer.
right,
On everything I touched, I was good. I know I'm
right.
good. And then when we came back with the stuff, everything is wiped down before we bring it into the house. The
Ex-
containers are thrown away. We're good. We know we've been practicing this for a couple of weeks now.
right,
But there are a lot of people who are still not practicing social distancing in public spaces. As good as the stores are trying to keep people 6 feet apart, you're getting traffic jammed up by the water. You're getting
right,
jammed up by the produce. people are like this, and I'm feeling tense. I'm like,
Real talk. Yesterday,
stand back.
I was about to fish the fish section. I'm trying to buy some fish, and then I started noticing a cluster. I said, "Oh, fuck this! I'm out of here." You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And
You start backing up away from people.
I heard the dude sneeze. He had a mask on. I felt as he sneezed, I felt uncomfortable. I'm like, this is the, you know what I'm saying? This is what we live in. Like, he had a mask on, he sneezed, and I'm like, let me go I'll come back over here. I'm gonna go get some eggs real quick. You know what I'm saying?
Matter of fact, I'm out. I'm leaving the store right now.
Like, it's a cluster. Everybody's clustering in one spot. Like, it's just like, whoa, wait a minute. This is feeling a little chest. And I'm not gonna lie, I don't like feeling like that, but like, this is the new normal where you're kind of scared of your brother. You know what I'm saying? And then the thing is, I got allergies, so sometimes I'm and I'm trying. I gotta hold that sometimes. I'm just like, so they think I got COVID. You know what I'm saying? But what we're gonna do? It's like we have to adapt. We have to adapt.
Yeah, and that, just I want to wrap it up because I know you got family, and we're trying to keep these short. But you just started it there.
Right.
Give me some strategies moving forward for anybody who's listening and watching and trying to make sense of this. In my last interview, I just talked to someone about people who might not be strong-willed like we are, who are not as survivalist mode like you and me. I know you one of these brothers that's you're gonna make it to the end. You're gonna be here, and you're gonna be carrying the weight of your family on your shoulders once you get rid of that allergy.
Right.
Slash COVID.
Yeah.
Slash COVID. But
whatever.
But, yeah, I'm gonna keep digging in your side too.
Did you start? Did you cry at any moment yet? What's going on?
Not yet. But this might be that interview where I shed a little proverbial tear.
That's crazy.
Right. What is your advice moving forward for anybody who's listening, who is down and out, who feels like the end of the world is here? I know you don't subscribe to the end of the world being here right now, but what is it that you can say to anyone to help them strengthen their spirit during these difficult times?
I just say, stay prayed up, you know what I'm saying? Whatever faith you in, kind of try to lean on that a little more. The phone and, like you said, the Zoom work, just try to have as much human contact as possible, but try to create, use this moment to create, use these feelings you have to try to draw something from that. Try not to think about the end of the world, the negative things, the negative aspects of this. And there's a lot, but, try to focus on some of the positive also, because, a lot of people are surviving this thing, you know what I'm saying? And they don't report that a lot, you know what I'm saying? Try to be happy about that. You understand what I'm saying? If you're a party person, you got to use your imagination. Go to these little virtual clubs that they have on Instagram. Go to D Nice. Get you, pour yourself a little glass of wine.
Shout out to D Nice, no doubt.
Right. Get your little two-step on. You know what I'm saying? Even for creators, Deion Taylor has this thing where he's reaching out to industry people and they're giving some great advice. He had Jamie Foxx on the other day, Nate Parker, Woody the Great. They would give us some great advice. Just try to focus on your learning. I know it's hard, but sometimes you can't get down and out and you can't get anxious, but as long as you got your health, man, try not to let that, take you out of your zone. Because if you focus on the negative all day, man, you're going to be running around here crazy.
Yes. Beautiful, brilliant advice from a wise brother. I appreciate those words. And I'm sure, stay your ass at home. I know it's hard, though. I know it's hard. It's difficult.
Oh, I know it's not hard for you. That big ass house you got. I just thought about that before you got to say, yo, Lamar got the mansion, the Maxon mansion. Yeah, I'll never give up that location. Never. When this show said it, If it get
listen,
crazy, I'm driving there. Like I know you got a bunker somewhere.
and in all seriousness, I'm not even in New Jersey. I've been in
Oh,
Florida
okay.
for a month. This is Florida. Look,
Oh, you never made it back.
I haven't made it back yet. I'm still here. In all seriousness,
Right.
my situation has been crazy over the last month, and everything has sort of been turned upside down.
Right.
My kids are in the house.
They good.
Yeah, they're good. They're at the secret location,
Right.
sequestered at the secret location, the Bat Cave,
Right.
Mansion Manor, as it were. So everything's still going on there, but now operating um, in Florida and trying to take care of family down here, but still take care of my obligations and responsibilities in New Jersey has been
Right.
really, really stressful. And on top of that, we're in the middle of a world pandemic. So this has not been the easiest for me. So putting together this sort of conversation uh, has been sort of therapeutic for me as well, helpful for me psychologically to keep me moving forward in a positive direction, but also just to stay connected with my people because I feel like, I'm so far removed from everyone and everything right now where a lot of my people are in the epicenter of this battle. And, although it is ramping up here in Florida, it's not the same in,
Yeah, it's
you
kind of bad, but like I said, yeah, well, you know how me and you get down, even outside of this, we talk anyway. So,
yeah, man.
you need anything, let me know. The kids need anything, let me know. If I can make it happen, I'm gonna make it happen because me and you is me and you. You know what I'm saying?
Appreciate that, brother. And I got you on tape saying it now, so I will publish
Yeah.
this later.
Oh, yeah,
And,
yeah. What you do?
I think this will hold up in a court of law. Did
Yeah,
you hear that, everyone?
it ain't nothing new. Ain't nothing new, man. I'm gonna ride for my peoples, man. You know what I'm
No
saying?
doubt. No
Like
doubt. So,
family now, man.
so just to wrap it up, how can people follow you? And I know you mentioned something about BET this season coming up, but how can people go back and see some of that old work? And moving forward, how can we stay up with you, Larry Legend, Spivey?
Well, Instagram is at Born Legends Media. I do the Facebook thing sometimes, so it's Larry Spivey, just regular Larry Spivey. And then for to follow some stuff on our Tales episode, it's you go to BET, the men. Last season I did episode 7 and 9. I did 7, and then Patrick and them did 6, and then I hope I'm getting the numbers right. I can't even remember, but I did Mind Playing Tricks on Me. Me,
All right.
Patrick, and Adam did I Gave You Power, and Patrick and Adam did EXO Tour Life. If y'all don't know, Patrick and Adam are my writing partners, so you know what I'm saying. That's
Well,
the team.
if you've been watching anything from Queen City to Nonstop Show Group, which is the brother company of Triborough Productions, and anything that here on Quarantine Conversations, Patrick, Adam, you now know Larry Legend Spivey, my dude, and I am Lamar Maxon, Queen City Film Fest, and Jay, and Nonstop Show Group. Look for us on Instagram, on Twitter, on YouTube, Facebook, and the website is www.qcffnj.com. All of the episodes of Quarantine Conversation will appear there eventually, but right now they're being released on Slow Drip on YouTube and Facebook. On
And
behalf of
special
Larry,
delivery coming out. Special delivery.
special
Special delivery.
delivery coming out in 2020. So stay up with that, starring Al Rutherford, Sean Nelson, and Natalie Jacobs. Directed by Patrick Cooper and written by my man Larry Legend Spivey. So keep a lookout for that. There's always some stuff on Nonstop Show Group circulating about the behind the scenes. It's also shot by my man Ash Smith, who I'm probably gonna have on the next round.
Yeah, me and Ash Shook every day. Ash wants to have a weightlifting contest with me every day. Yo, I just did 365. I was like, yeah, no doubt, kid. No doubt. No doubt. That's my guy, though. That is my guy.
You know what?
He goes, yo, I squatted 3 times. I'd be like, yo, you should have did 5. He should have did 5.
Right. Just just keep pushing him. He's got a lot to do. But that's my dude. I love Ash.
I love Ash.
We could have a whole nother episode about Ash Smith, who I'm gonna call after this to definitely lock him in. But I gotta go. I got another interview coming up shortly, and I'm done. Peace.
No doubt.
She's texting me now. Yeah, you too, bro. Much love. I'll talk to you soon. Peace.
And tell Ash I said do 5, man.
I will. Peace.